You know what it reminded me of? Remember what's this Trizzy joint? Up All Night
Up All
with
Night.
Nicki.
Yeah,
With
yeah. Shout out to the fact that I'm the youngest nigga doing it. I see you. Remember, and I would
Yes.
bleep that. Shout out to the fact that I'm the.
Before you even put that in your set,
Yeah.
I remember when that song came out, you on Trans Africa were doing the show,
Yeah.
were off air, and
Yeah.
you said you the youngest nigga doing it, and I was like, nah, I was like, no, I'm the youngest nigga doing it, and then you were like, no, but I'm younger than you, and I'm like,
and I'm
nah,
a DJ.
but we gotta talk about what doing it is.
Yeah,
I was like, so when I thought back to that conversation, I'm like, damn, I was so arrogant.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Why would you even say that to somebody? Okay, never mind. It's crazy that the answers nobody had I found when searching for myself. Let's toast to victory. Pick up your glass, show me love for once. Welcome to Choppin It with Bhuda T. I am the Lord of the Entire, the Lord of the Every, the Lord of the Jigs, the Lord of the Fit, Lord of the Crisp, Lord of the... Come on, now when I'm counting my lordship like this. Lord of the Kicks, Lord of the Mommies, Lord of the Babies. Shade Game On is the verdict, aka Himity the Boy. We will not be long-winded. Today we have with us a almost legendary DJ in SA, DJ Speedsta!
What's up? The Lord of the everything.
Of the entire, man. I feel like, you know, I said almost legendary because I feel like I'm misusing the legendary. Because when I introduced Cap, I was like, legendary, and then he was like, is it really?
Relax,
I was like, oh,
I actually sent Cap a message after his episode, and I was like, I think he's a legend.
I also thought he was a legend.
From all the stories, from the things he told you, I mean, that's legendary stuff, you know?
That's what I thought. So when he himself questioned me, it made me feel like, oh, maybe I'm gassing niggas
But
up.
I also kind of like that, you know? Not like blowing your own horn is also sometimes good, you know?
Conjo, what is it? What did Twizzy, what was he on? It was the Ubuntu motion, yeah?
Ooh, Twizzy, yeah.
He loved the
humbleness.
The humble motion.
You have to sometimes love the humble.
I
humble
guess, if you really need.
You've like straight up
But
the
I have
bat.
it now.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's. I think you've grown up more.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Yeah, I think you've
not a whole lot.
No, you definitely like grown up
like
a lot.
A whole 180.
Yeah, because we were kids, man. We were we were kids.
Yeah, we also know each other from that time.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Okay, before we go back, how do you feel today? Like, what does Speedsta feel like today?
How do I feel today? I feel blessed. I feel good. I got enough rest, so I'm not like half asleep. Yeah, I'm in a really good space. Feel happy.
That's fire.
You know, I've been in Joburg now for a couple of weeks. Just trying to.
Second week, man.
Yeah, my second week here, trying to get back into the swing of things. You know,
it's fun to talk like that, man.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Been in Joburg for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
now.
And it's nice for people to like miss you and for you to miss people, you know?
Fire,
and just see them and just have like big smiles. The other day, hip hop was in the building, as you saw, you know.
Back to the city.
Back to the city. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling good.
That's dope. You moved to Cape Town, when was it?
January.
Top of the year, yeah.
Beginning of this year, yeah. Yeah, beginning of this year, I moved to Cape Town. I was like, I didn't really have a story for love and hip hop, you know, because I didn't have anybody in my life at the time or whatever. So I was like, I've been trying to move to Cape Town for a couple of years, like before the lockdown even. Yeah. But then it was always a question of like, okay, you want to move there and do what, you know? Yeah. It wasn't as easy to just pack up and go. So when the love and hip hop thing came about, I thought, well, that's my story. Me going,
go to Cape Town.
Yeah, me moving to Cape Town. So we start shooting in Joburg. You see me moving to Cape Town to basically go in, figure things out, regroup.
So, and what does moving to Cape Town mean? Because, like, I mean, people don't live the life that you live. So, at what point of your life are you at where you feel like, what does that mean? The move to Cape Town. What's behind that? What's happening
I
with you?
mean, I just felt like so just to give you a backstory, I kind of had an idea of what my life would look like from when I was in grade 9, which was 15, you know.
Okay.
By 16, I was already, earning a lot of money through DJing. I was a big DJ amongst high schools in the Val.
They were paying you?
They were paying me. I was averaging I'd say from grade 10, I was averaging like $3,000 a month from gigs.
What?
Grade 11, $6,000 a month. Matric, I had cash for my 10 grand because I was starting to throw my own events.
What?
Yeah. To 2011, where I eventually moved to Johannesburg, and like literally, as I moved, I was already in the mix,
Your name was
from the
already-
jump. So I just felt like, I think I had dedicated a lot of my time, a lot of my years to this dream. So I just felt like, I'm growing up as well, and I just wanted to take a little break. I wouldn't say a break, but just a step back to kind of just, sit my ass down a little bit. For the first time, I can say I sit my ass down,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
dope. And that's obviously only applies to successful niggas.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
Like,
it
they need to sit down. Like,
yeah. Like,
you needed to sit down because you've been rocking all these
I've
years.
been rocking all these years,
Yeah.
So luckily, when we were hot and we're popping and things were going wild, luckily I was able to kind of like use my money wisely in terms of investments, save here and there. And I think that's why I'm still able to live a comfortable life, because of the decisions that I had made when I was making a lot of money.
That's fire. So you're a 16-year-old making like 3 bands a month?
A month, yeah.
And what was your life looking like then?
So I would like go to school like any normal kid, but then after school, like most of my friends were first year, second year in varsity, they had cars.
What?
So we were grinding. Yeah, we were practicing how to DJ. We were having meetings with venues because we used to throw parties. I was going to all the high schools. I was playing at all the balls, all the sporting events. So I was DJ Speedsta, but just 16 years old.
Just a 16-year-old DJ
Yeah,
Speedsta.
yeah.
That's fire. So that's crazy. So when did the dream come about? If at 16 you already like had it like in motion.
So I wanted to be a pro skater. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to skate and travel the world, drink beers, like all skateboarders
on your
do.
white boy shit.
Yeah. And then when I was 15 in grade 9, something like a life-changing situation happened where me and the boys at the skate park, we got caught with like marijuana, and we're taken to our parents, and my friend was in matric at the time. I was riding my CTAs, and it was kind of like my parents were like, you're no longer skateboarding because we're dropping you off there, and clearly this is what you're doing. You gotta kind of like figure out your life.
Dang.
So at the time, my older brother and a friend of his, they owned an entertainment company, so they were DJs, and I would go help them out, help them go set up, help them with promotions, hand out flyers and so forth, work at the door, whatever hands they needed, I was always there for them. So I kind of had an idea of how things worked. On a Sunday morning, I'd sit down with them, they'd count money. So I was literally in the industry through them.
Yeah.
And then the one time they had a party at this place in the Val back in the day, and they had 2 dance floors. It was a hip-hop floor and a house floor.
Damn.
And their parties used to sell out a lot. So what happened was 8 o'clock was supposed to be Milkshake playing on the hip-hop floor, opening the hip-hop floor, but the party was already packed and Shake was late for his set. So my brother was like, hey, here's a couple of CDs, like go play some songs. So I was there playing songs. I couldn't mix. I was playing like shit, but I could play the right songs. And I was playing to like a lot of people, like a big crowd, a full dance floor.
Yeah.
So from there on, I was like, look, you might as well teach me how to mix properly. So if ever this were to happen again, then, at least I also feel good. But from there on, I saw how people had smiles on their faces and I could make people happy through playing music. Because prior to that, growing up, I was always a naughty kid. So I'd always make other kids happy or make other kids laugh through teasing other kids or through being a bully, kind of a vibe. So growing up, I was like, well, this seems like a better route to make people happy. So that's how the dream started. And then I'm a Taurus and I'm very like, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So
were you always disciplined even as a kid? Because it seems like you have some sort of discipline on you.
Yeah, I mean, I come from a good structure, you know, parents, siblings, you know, it was good. I was just a naughty kid. So I just kind of had to like tap into the greatness, I guess. And that kind of came about, like I say, 16, where I was like, oh, look, I'm making cash. I don't have to, you know, I used to go to school and not say a single word. I couldn't wait for school to finish. I asked my parents, like, because all my other skater friends, without being going homeschooling, you know, but they were white, so my parents were like, fuck off.
Like, we're not hearing
They're
that.
like, you know, they were like, go to school, and then when you're done, you can do whatever you want with your life. So yeah, that's kind of where the dream started.
What do your parents do? Like, what type of people are they?
So my father's an attorney, very educated person, went to TEFLOP, but was a DJ on campus back in his days.
Oh, damn. He was a DJ also.
He was a DJ as well.
Fine.
And then my mom, she was a nurse growing up. And then when I was born, she became a teacher because of the hours. And then I've got one older sibling who kind of took their path, or my dad's path. He's also an attorney. And then you have me, who's kind of like the creative weirdo in the family. So
and where did you get it from? If everybody's educated and being professional.
Yeah. I think I got it from the skate park, you know, because like I always say to my friends now who are having kids, I'm like, have kids like not more than 2 years apart. And I say that because my older brother was 7 years apart from me. And we never got along purely because of the age difference. We only got along after school where we were adults, you know. And in those days when I was growing up, I didn't have any siblings. I just had my friends and my crew, and you know, like what I knew and what I learned was we listened to hip hop and we wanted to skate and smoke weed and drink and have cigarettes, and that's what I always understood of it. But then the more we're chilling, they were like, oh, we want to make this hip hop, we want to rap, you know. So I used to beatbox my boy, you know, I couldn't rap, you know. So there was always, I don't know where it came from, but there was always like a creative bug that was in me. Yeah.
Are you just friends with white boys, or are there some black boys also?
Back then, I had a small little crew of black friends, which was like Karabo, Kabelo, Ayanda, and Dile, which were like siblings. Karabo's Foobs, by the way.
Yes.
So Foobs and his twin, and then another friend of ours, Ayanda and Andile, which were also siblings. And I was kind of like the fifth wheel, which is also why I always hated it, in the sense of like, fuck, man, these guys are here with their brothers. My brother's like way older than us.
Oh yeah.
But those were like my only black friends. We had a crew called Little Troopers. So we're like a crew of black skaters who dressed in hip hop and, you know, wore like FUBU. That's where, for instance, Foobs got his name. It's because he always wore FUBU the whole time. Yes. We used to watch How High, 8 Mile, you know, that's how we grew up. Of
course, yeah.
But majority of my friends were like white kids. And then when I got to Johannesburg, I kind of met like-minded black kids. And that's when I started having like black friends.
And Joburg, you came when? What's your first year in Joburg?
2011. So I had been coming in and out from 2009. So for instance, I'd been sleeping at Cap's house from like 2009 when I was in grade 11. I'd sleep at Cap's house. He'd pick me up at the halfway house. And then I matriculated 2010. And in 2011, I officially moved here.
How did you know Cap?
Cap and I met through Facebook. So at the time, it's just like doing market research. So like I say, I was kind of running the VAL with all the high school parties. And Cap and Makosini were doing the kind of varsity parties. So they booked me for, I think it was called Pimped Out Nights. They booked me for Pimped Out Nights. I booked Cap for one of my parties. And then, ever since then, we became friends. We became friends over Facebook. The first time we even spoke, I was like, do you mind if I sleep at your house? And I slept at Cap's house.
Crazy.
We exchanged music, and that's how we became.
And you guys have been friends ever since.
Yeah, we've been friends
to this day, you niggas are still the same,
yeah? Yeah, still brothers.
And you niggas never had issues. You niggas had issues at some stage, no?
I mean, we've never had like real life issues. We maybe have had over the years an issue, maybe over a girl or something like that, but nothing ever like.
I think I remember there were times where it was like, I'm like, wait, why would Cap not be dapping Speedsta? I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, but we've never gone through like a not dapping phase kind of a vibe. We've gone through a lot of like growing up phases, where you go your separate ways, kind of a thing.
Where one is
you
like
try to
on
figure
that
it
side,
out.
and
because if you remember, so backstory again, 2009-10, I was doing like a little segments on community radio while I was in high school in the Val.
Okay.
On VUTFM. And then when I moved to Joburg 2011, I was still kind of doing that. But then I left that because me and Cap started a show on Trans Africa Radio, which remember you eventually joined us on. So then after Trans Africa Radio, I kind of got very serious with my radio career. So that's where me and Cap kind of like split, where we were like, okay, let's just focus on our own careers kind of a thing. And then we'll kind of like meet each other back in the front. So I'd say that's what happened, but nothing ever like serious.
Because even on Trans Africa, you were on the desk, no?
Yeah, I used to run the desk. Yeah,
you're still atrocious, by the way, at the time.
Yeah, I was still learning. Yeah, but Trans Africa Radio was actually way ahead of its time, man.
Yeah,
because we were doing that 2011.
Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you came for a Cash Time interview. And then you ended up.
And then I was just like, nah,
I'll come every week.
Yeah.
Because
also I'm right down the road.
Right down the road.
Nah, actually, this thing.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, we go way back. Yeah.
That's dope. And so, who's your? I'm assuming somebody co-signed you here in Joburg for the full-on, like, okay.
Yeah. Frankie was the main guy.
Frankie's your co-sign.
Yeah. Frankie was my main co-sign because he kind of like. It was cool because Frankie kind of taught me like the industry as a whole, not just the hip hop industry, because he didn't know anything about the hip hop industry, but he taught me the industry as a whole. So I met a lot of people, whether from actresses to presenters to DJs. I met like the whole industry, and I was just like always just like learning. And then I would say my first hip hop cosign would be Cap and Makosini for putting me on Pimped On Nights.
Of course.
Which is where Tibbs saw me and he'd put me on Show Love gigs, which is where Dimples saw me and he put me on Pop Bottles. So that's basically how it kind of happened. Yeah. And then again, because I knew a whole bunch of people in the industry, not just musicians at the time, that's where the Cyphos kind of came into play. So Frank linked me up with Cypher, and then when I met Cypher, then I was introduced to a whole different world, because now I was introduced to a studio and making music, which was something that never crossed my mind. But that's when I was introduced. So I would say, in a making music sense, it was definitely Cypher and Dimples with the cosign, and then into the industry was a cosign from Frankie. And then I had another cosign into TV, which is a OG of mine by the name of JJ Singh.
Oh, yes.
So JJ kind of got me my first TV gig. Those would be like the four people who really gave me the cosign, and everything else from there.
Damn, those 4 cosigns is like 4 careers, ne?
Yeah. Because that was always the idea. The idea was always to not just be a DJ. Like the DJing would be my forte, but I always wanted to be on air and on TV while DJing, kind of like a DJ Fresh situation.
I envy that. Like, I wish I had come with that.
Yeah.
I wish I had come into the industry with more of an open...
Yeah.
Just open to do other
stuff.
Yeah. Because, the rapper thing has the way too cool to do anything else but rap thing.
Yeah. It's always
as a rapper,
like
they ask you, even if they're going to pay you big money, it's like, yo, we want you to do. It's like, I ain't doing that.
Exactly. And
I remember somebody, oh, my bad. I remember they called me and this is just after the Cash Time shit. They called me at SAPC One to come audition for some show.
And you were like, fuck
I'm
that.
still a rapper in my mind. Like,
fuck that.
so I think on the day of they had called me, told me about the audition, and then on the day of the audition, the nigga who had called me calls me again. Yo, at this time, you're gonna make it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. I was actually still trying to figure out if it's gonna be worth my while.
Yeah.
I still can hear his reaction in my mind because he literally laughed, like chuckled. I was like worth
are you
your
mad?
while, man.
Yeah.
So I got okay and hung up and moved on.
Yeah.
And that only hit me years
Like
later. I was
years
like,
later.
how delusional was I? Like, that's so crazy. And that's SAPC.
Yeah.
That's the biggest channel
Yeah.
in our country. That could have been a crazy check.
Exactly. And that also goes back to why I say I felt like I needed a break, you know, because I wasn't just a DJ. I was a DJ, of course. That was my main thing, but I was also producing music. I was presenting an entertainment show on Soweto TV. I was then also back at VUTFM, but I was already staying in Johannesburg, so I was driving. So I was doing Soweto TV, same time I was doing VUTFM and then DJing. And then straight from Soweto TV, I did V Entertainment, and then the radio I did YFM. So I did V Entertainment, YFM, Turn Up.
Oh, so
DJing.
you just upgraded the
I've always
jobs.
been upgrading. Then I did Metro, SABC One, DJing. So I've always had like three multiple jobs at the same time. You know?
Also, you didn't just start it when it was.
No. I've been building these things.
Oh no! I was gonna ask. Didn't you do V Entertainment? Did you cast?
Yeah, I did V Prime. I did V Entertainment. I did Turn Up. Those were the Don't Look Down productions, basically.
Because for me, I was surprised when what was the first thing you did outside of DJing and music? Was it radio or TV?
Radio, yeah.
So you did what?
I did.
Why first?
No, I did View TFM when I was in high school.
Yes.
Then I did.
No, I mean respectfully to VUT.
Are you saying like mainstream?
Mainstream, yes.
I was on.
Respectfully.
No. I was on Soweto TV. But there were
because I didn't even know you were on Soweto TV. When you said that now, I'm like, oh shit.
I was on Soweto TV with like.
What was the show?
It was called Urban Express, and I did it with a chick called Lebu. It was like a V Entertainment.
Okay.
For Soweto TV. And at the time, Lerato Kganyago had the main show on Soweto TV. We used to shoot.
Oh, dope.
We used to have studios in Soweto at a school. And then what happened then? The head at Soweto TV at the time, rest in peace, DJ 1D,
okay,
1D, was trying to get me on SABC One. So he kind of was taking me to auditions all over the place, but I was still too young. I wasn't mature enough. And then I remember the first audition that they were trying to get me on radio was also through JJ. So 1D and JJ have always been like my TV fathers. And then they were trying to get me a show with Tolly B, and I can't remember who the chick was, but Smash Africa ended up getting that specific show. Then life went on and whatever, and then when Sizz and Scoop left, that's when they called me to YFM.
Yeah, that's when you got your break, and I was like, why the hell would they put Speedsta on radio?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, but we were doing the thing.
We're doing the radio, yeah.
Trans-Africa. I'm like, oh damn, he's really living it.
Yeah, so then from YFM is where V Entertainment came about, V Prime and Turn Up came about, yeah.
How was the V Entertainment experience? Because that's peak SA entertainment lifestyle, no?
Yeah, no, definitely. The V Entertainment days were amazing, you know, they were good, very scary because of what V Entertainment had always been, you know.
Yeah. You were like the second.
I was the second wave.
Wave of yeah.
So like I would, you know, watch Dineo Mwiketi, watch Denise, watch Scoop, and be like, fuck, you know, I definitely want to do this, you know. And then made it into the second wave, and then we did our own thing. You know, we were our own generation, which was amazing. It was cool. We traveled a lot. That's where we were really, really like in the forefront of the culture.
Of
you
the
know?
culture, because V Entertainment, that's like,
Yeah.
V Entertainment that time it was almost Twitter.
Yeah.
Like how popular it was and how much of a say it had in the
Yeah.
culture. It's like, if it wasn't on V Entertainment,
It
then
doesn't
the
matter.
culture doesn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And if you're a presenter on V Entertainment, you're like
You're the
face
shit.
of the culture.
Yeah, you're the shit. So yeah, the entertainment was
That's fine.
amazing.
Well, the second wave was what? Were you the Shane Eagle wave?
Yeah, me, Shane, Dash, Nomuzi, Lala still stuck around.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was just us, and then Scoop and Sammy Sosa were doing Turn Up.
Oh
And
yes,
then-
Sosa.
Yeah.
Sosa wave.
Yeah, and then we would just so we'd turn up myself and Nomuzi and Dash sometimes, but was normally myself and Nomuzi. When Scoop couldn't make it, I would go do Turn Up. If Sammy couldn't make it, Nomuzi would do Turn Up.
Yeah, you guys were like
Yeah,
the
me and
main two. You and Nomuzi, né?
yeah, and me and Nomuzi, like we met like 2008, 9. And I went to H2O underage with Cap. And Cap was macking on Nomuzi. That's how I met her. And she happened to be my age. So we went to Varsity College first year together.
Yeah.
And we've been hustling together since then. She was at the time doing ZAR TV. I don't know if you remember ZAR TV.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so I was a DJ at the student nights at ZAR on Thursdays.
I remember.
And,
oh yeah, they
and
had.
Nomuzi would do ZAR TV. Yeah, so yeah, like old stories. But to answer your question, being on entertainment was really amazing, but also very scary. Like I say, because of the people that had been on that platform, and it's funny because all of the platforms that I've been on have been really scary for me because of the predecessors who were on those shows, whether it be a Live Amp or even the Metro show. It's always been like serious people who did those jobs, you know. So yeah, good times.
Has any of this been hard for you? It sounds like it's just all been like a cruise.
It was a cruise.
Be honest,
No.
man.
I've been blessed.
It
you know,
seems that way.
we were chilling. Like not chilling like that. Like we were cruising
Living,
nicely.
man.
Yeah, no. We're living it up nicely.
And it seems to only have just gotten better for you.
Yeah, I think again I've been blessed, and luckily I've been able to grow within the industry. I always had a thing like I don't want to blow up when I'm like 35. That's boring. You know, I always wanted to be like young, and you know, because you waste money, you make mistakes, you learn, blah blah blah. You go through all of that.
Blowing up young is dope. Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know how we used to go on the road. We were the
it was
shit.
crazy. Yeah, being the shit young is fire.
You remember you were the main star. We used to walk behind you. You know, it was.
Yes.
But those were the days. You know.
That was fire.
Yeah.
Like even when I started hosting parties, I remember like. And this always made me feel like I had a hand in you and Kev like becoming superstars, because it's like every party I was always like, yo, I need Speedsta, I need Kev.
Yeah.
And like that duo, I always was like, wherever I was, whether it was
like
PTA
Boulevard,
or
whatever,
even in Durban.
Yeah,
like,
especially Durban.
Give me Speedsta,
Shout out.
Kev, and we go
We'll
be
figure
straight
it out,
for the night.
Yeah. So
Nah, that was fire.
it was good times, you know.
You know what I remembered the one time when I had fallen off, and you never fell off also. That's fire, by the way. Congratulations for never having fell off ever.
Thank you.
When I fell off, it hurt me, and you were booming, doing your thing, going crazy. I'm like, damn. You know what it reminded me of? Remember what's this Treasy joint? Up All Night with Nikki.
Shout out to the fact that I'm the youngest nigga doing it. I see you. Remember that? And I would bleep that. Shout out to the fact that I'm
Before you even put that in your set, I remember when that song came out, you on Trans Africa, we were doing the show, we were off air, and you said you the youngest nigga doing it. And I was like, nah, you know, I was like, no, I'm the youngest nigga doing it. And you were like, no, but I'm younger than you. And I'm like,
and I'm
nah,
a DJ.
But we gotta talk about what doing it is. I was like, so when I thought back to that conversation, I'm like, damn, I was so arrogant. Like, what the fuck? Why would you even say that to somebody?
No, you were very arrogant, but we understood you, you know, like we loved you as you were. And I think,
Oh, that's fire.
And I think that's why when you even went through your downfalls and where life kind of changed, you know, I don't think like we never went away because of it. I'm sure a lot of people that cared about you in the time, knew that something like that had to happen. Unfortunately, for you to kind of like wake up and realize your full potential, etc., etc. But again, imagine you were 35 trying to do that, you know, you can't figure things out.
Yeah, you can't. You don't have time to figure it
we
out.
were kids.
Now it has to be figured out.
Yeah, it has to be figured out. Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So you didn't hold anything against me for that comment?
No, I don't. I never do. You know, the same way I don't believe in. Like you say, you fell off. I don't believe in people falling off. I don't believe in people being cancelled. I don't believe in people forgetting about people that have, you know, impacted their lives in a certain way.
Facts.
So that's actually, like I was telling you, I'm busy shooting a new show. That's also why I'm here.
Yes, sir.
And the new show basically focuses on like not forgetting, because people are very quick to forget, especially South Africans, you know. These things happen in seasons. So the moment it's like someone else's season, you know, you're suddenly treated like you no longer, you didn't exist, you know?
Yeah, facts.
And then when you find people killing themselves or people going through depression and you wonder why, but it's like, you must remember, like, when you come from being a star to you walking into a room and nobody cares.
Like nobody cares. Yo, hey, that thing is painful.
It's something you cannot explain to a normal person.
They'll never get it.
You know what I mean? So I don't believe in forgetting about people. I don't believe in people falling off. I believe in just like regrouping and always, you know, me and X always used to say, Speedy, you know, we can never go work in the call center, right? And I said, yeah, we can't. You know, and I remember when he said that, it hit me. I was like, we actually can't, because
that's not an option.
That's not an option. You know, we can maybe have breaks, ups and downs in this career path that we've chosen, but I don't believe in giving up. And I don't believe in giving up on other people either. So
that's so true, actually. As you're saying that, I can't think of a time where you had been different towards me.
Never.
Yeah, actually. That's
Never.
fucking true. That's fire.
Doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
We see niggas come, go, left, right, center.
Even the regrouping thing, you're so right about that, because for me, when I had my tough times, when I had my dip, because I also don't believe I fell off, because I didn't fall off. It's just, it wasn't my season. My season had passed, it was other people's time.
Yeah.
Also, it was my season to learn and grow, which is why I was going through what I was going through. But it's like, even then, I actually bought into, because of how loud the fall-off talk. At some point, but it actually wasn't even about the fall-off. It was just about, I thought this could be a great time to actually make it out of this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if they are saying
then let me
it's
bounce.
a rap, then let me
actually bounce.
And I realized that that's actually not a real thing.
That's
That's
not the
impossible. It actually doesn't happen. You can't unfame yourself.
You can't.
You can't unimpact the world.
You can't.
Like, I spent like 4 years trying to act like a normal person.
No, you can't.
And people would never let me get away with it. And it used to annoy, especially at that time, it was so annoying because I wished for it to all go away.
Yeah. You just want to hide yourself in the house.
Yeah, I just wanted to be regular.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is your calling. That's
facts.
why it may come different now in 2023 in a different way. But you know, things don't just happen. You know, you were born to entertain. You're born to be on camera. You're born to be a star. You know, you weren't just feeling that way for no reason, you know.
Facts.
So figuring out how to navigate through the madness is always the most difficult part. Because I also had a moment where I was like, fuck, maybe I must fucking bounce, you know, maybe I must go.
How did you figure out how to maneuver the madness? Because you were young too, but you maneuvered it better than me.
I think how I managed to maneuver through the madness was, you know this, till today, most of my friends have nothing to do with the industry. They are accountants, they are this, they are that.
Thanks.
You know, my friends when we were young, they could come to the club with me and support me because they were still studying, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Whereas now they grown ass, some of them have families. You know, so it's different. They can't always be with me in the club. So
Fire.
I had to then start finding people that I think I like, that I can chill with, who are in the same space. And that's where a U comes in, a LES comes in, a Cap comes in, a Nomuzi comes in. All of my industry friends.
Yes.
That's where they kind of come in. But I managed to kind of stay balanced and stay focused on what the goal was through my real friends more than I did through my industry friends, if that makes any sense. And
Super true.
And it's always made things very difficult for me in the industry, believe it or not.
Not having industry
Not
friends?
having industry friends,
Is
because
it?
I never had no one to pull up with or whatever. You know, I pulled up with my regular friends. I didn't pull up with the famous crew.
Oh yeah, you didn't have the entourage.
You know,
thing.
when niggas was saying, yo, let's go to this after party, let's do this, I never really did that because I was also at the time in a very serious relationship, you know. So I had like focus. I wasn't trying to get into any bullshit. And then in turn, if I was trying to make music with someone, maybe I was producing and I was making a song, I was like, this person would fit perfect with the song. I could never like get that person into studio because we didn't have that kind of a relationship.
Oh yeah, because you didn't.
I didn't like
carry
hang
that
with
into-
niggas, and you know,
yeah.
we had respect and we'd see each other, and because I'm a broadcaster, they'd come and whatever. But like, I'd never really hang with niggas like this, or how we used to hang in the studio. So
Facts.
it made making music very difficult for me. Yeah,
And you were one of the first people to put young niggas on. So that actually.
that was the reason.
Oh, for you to go in that direction.
Yeah, that was the main reason. Because I would always set up studio sessions and whatever, and then guys just would never rock up. But at the time, because I was doing the Hot 99 and my own show on YFM, I was listening to a lot of voices every day because
Yeah.
there were so many submissions. So I was like, fuck it, let's figure it out with what I had, yeah. And then I was probably like one of the first hip hop DJs to also become a big hip hop DJ. What I mean by that is there's been many hip hop DJs that have big songs, but you don't know it's their songs. Whereas
Okay.
with me, you always knew this is a Speedsta song.
For example, wait, let's get an example for like a big song where we don't know whose song it is. I'm trying
mean-
to think of that.
Look, let me not say that they don't know them, right? Let me use who can I use as an example? Let's use Slick as an example. Someone close to home because he's family. He won't
Yes.
take. Let's use Slick close to
Yeah,
him.
he won't cry about it.
Yeah, he's family. When Do Like I Do was out, it was bigger than him.
Oh, yes, of course.
Do you
yes.
understand? I've
Yeah.
never had a record that's bigger than me.
Oh, yes.
It's always been a
yes.
DJ
I hear
Speedsta
you.
record.
I hear you.
So it's thankfully it happened like that because I had the brand from my other jobs, and then I just used the talent that I had around me to make the music. And then we were just making quality music.
And the making music thing, where did that come from? Because you're also one of the first.
Yeah.
Dimples was the very first, yes?
So no. So how it actually I'll give you the story.
Give us the story.
So I found after Frankie had introduced me to Cypher, I spent a lot of time with Cypher. Cypher's last two albums, like he was my big brother, you know?
Yeah.
And what happened was Switch made a song with 985. Switch had this idea of like this DJ Khaled thing, whatever. He went to Cypher. Cypher made the beats, hooked him up with 985. They made a song. Forgot what it's called, but that was the very first hip hop song by a hip hop DJ in South Africa with a music video, etc., etc.
What, the Switch joint?
The Switch joints.
The one with
it was
Questa.
called Pick a Box. It was with 985.
Pick a Box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It
yeah.
was with 985. It was called Pick a Box, and JJ and them were the first to play at Club 808. So it was the first music video by a hip hop DJ.
Okay.
Switch did it, and at
Also, Switch is the first.
Switch was the first.
Okay.
And at the time, I was already roaming with Cypher, Switch, and them. So we were going in between Cypher's studio and Georgia Vacant studio.
Yes,
and
sir.
that's where Dimples and George made Toast. So Toast was the first successful hip hop song by a hip hop
By
DJ.
the hip hop DJ,
was the
yes.
first big one.
With JR.
With JR and Georgia Vacant, yeah.
Yes.
That was like, okay, a DJ Dimples exists. This is the first big song. Yeah, so Switch and Dimples were the first ones. And then I was kind of So the nice thing about how my career kind of played out is that I kind of created like a new wave, like a brand new sound. I was speaking to a brand new audience, and I was still working with Dimples and switching them, so we could kind of capture like a whole bunch of people. So my come up in the music scene was successful because I was the youngest one of the crop. At the time, it was just Dimples, Shake, Switch, and I.
Yeah.
And I was kind of making music for the younger guys and kind of giving them some input. They would give me some inputs, kind of a vibe. And yeah, so I wasn't the first, but I was definitely, in terms of the new sound with Mayo, you know, with Mayo's where we kind of changed the sound. So it was no longer the club sound.
Yeah.
I was more like, you can make like whatever kind of music you want as a DJ.
And before Mayo, you had records though, no?
Yeah, I had Live and Dance, which was the first song I did with Reason Monero. Then I had my second song was Don't Worry with you and X.
Yes.
That was my first music video.
That was your first music video?
That was my first music
video. That was a hit.
That was a hit.
That was a hit.
Yeah, that was a hit.
We were up. Cypher was in the cut.
Cypher was in the cut. We were up.
Yeah,
and then from there, I was able to get the My E and Mug's feature on couple more. You in the vid? Oh, you on?
Yeah, I remember I was there. At the vid,
you in the vid for couple more as well. Yeah, then from couple more, I did a project. That's when I did Special Somebody, Celebration with Boosie. I did a whole bunch of joints.
Special Somebody.
Yeah, Special Somebody.
Casper and Anati.
With Casper and Anati, yeah. So that was like the first song.
This is all before Mayo.
All before Mayo, yeah.
Yes, and so Special Somebody was your biggest joint?
At the time, yeah.
Before Mayo, yes,
before Mayo,
of course,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about forcing me to get on Don't Worry? Because I didn't want to. Because I didn't want to do it.
I had to force you because you were being superstar smash. Remember at that time,
Yeah,
and I was
kind of. But also, do you know why? Now that things have unfolded,
yeah,
things had already started getting weird with niggas, and I had the energy of, oh, these niggas feel like they can do this shit without me, then fuck that, let them do this shit. Because you were like, yo, I got this joint.
You gave me a hassle.
And I was just like, nah, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I remember that, and luckily X was always like the more grounded one, whatever. So X, I know it sometimes be like, fine, this is Speedy, this is our boy, whatever. Because I know X had a lot to do with convincing you.
Yeah, I was just like, alright, whatever.
No, you were a dick. This is such an asshole. Fucking hell. You were such an asshole.
You know who said that to me? We were at Poriland. I think when we made Ongamwe with Questa, because now obviously I've come into my senses, I'm a different man, and him and I also are regrouping. He said the same thing. He used the same words, like, yo, you're just a dick.
You were just a dick. You were just a dick. And so it always made it very interesting because I'm quite a dick myself.
You're a dick, yes.
You know what I mean? So it was always like a fuck you, man, like a fuck off kind of a thing, But yeah, I'm glad we did that.
I'm glad I did that verse.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
I'm glad I did that verse. That's too. Like an iconic DJ song, like in a moment also.
Yeah, definitely. Because that was also the very first music video Studio Space Pictures had ever shot.
Oh shit!
They were experimenting with me,
and then they became actual music video niggas.
Yeah,
and became popping too.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I do remember like how that day feeling like, why are we shooting with these niggas?
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, let's see how this goes.
Aliso had helped me pay for the video. At the time, Sway Manuel was the owner. I remember he paid, I think, $5,000. And then Nick from Head Honcho had given me $5,000. So we shot the video with $10,000. I remember.
That's how we were able to do videos back then.
Yeah.
Like with the 10, 15, we could get it there. Hey, now you can't.
Yeah. Because remember, even with the cars and shit. The outside scene, the twins on decks had just bought the two Scirocco's.
Yeah.
So we put their cars like that outside scene.
They had the streets on fire
They had
when
the streets
they
on
did
fire,
that, I remember.
And we did the cameos there. That videos, I actually saw that we got crazy cameos because we got like a young
Super.
Nomuzi, a young Casper Nyovest, a young Larry, Repertoire Larry, a young, there's a whole bunch, a young King Detoy. There's so many people in there who are like still around, but they were just like really young. And
that actually reminds me of it reminds me of a Casper story. Like Casper used to kill me when he was young and coming in. Like he was to himself.
Yeah.
I remember when he got there that day, we were sitting at the bar, we were waiting to do the scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
This nigga walked up to me and he's like, yo, hey, you niggas really on fire like this. Hey, you guys got the babies dying, the babies love you like this.
Yeah.
For me, I'm looking at this nigga. I'm
like, who the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Because also everybody there, we were all like young celebs.
Yeah.
So it was like, what? I didn't understand. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, to take it back, actually, it's just that I even forget. Casper was my friend before all of this. So the first song I actually made ever, but we only released it on SoundCloud. It was called Motswaku Ray.
Yes.
With me and Casper.
I remember that, actually.
Yeah, so if you ever go on Cypher's YouTube, you will see an old clip of us in studio recording that song. That was my first single.
Yeah.
But it just existed on SoundCloud. We never like really released it or whatever. Those are like the early days.
That's fine. I think also him not being, because I was saying that to say, when that happened in that moment, I felt, because that's like Smashes, I'm still a dick. And I felt like, what is this
guy doing here?
Like, what is this nigga doing?
Yeah, he was my guy. Yeah.
In the future, I was like, that's actually a really good character trait to have. Like, to be there as yourself amongst
stars
and be real as yourself. If I feel like, oh damn, this is how you're living, I'm gonna express that.
Yeah.
And not feel like, I think him being real with himself has a lot to do with his success.
No, 100%. He was always very confident. One thing I can tell you about Casper Nyovest, the confidence that you know, like, I think it was after the second or the third album where they're like, he's talking about money too much, da, 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 da. I promise to God, everything that he's talking about in those albums, he used to say from day one.
Like, he always was
this
like
is what
that.
I'm gonna do, this. So yeah, you have to respect the confidence and what he's got and done with it.
And Special Somebody was with Ricky, ne?
Yeah, Ricky and Anati.
Were you the first person to have that combo?
Maybe, actually. Good question. I know, thinking at Dimples had just done When the DJ turned my song, then we ain't leaving till the morning. So there was Anati, Tido, we ain't leaving.
And who else was that?
Someone else was. Then he did M.A. Dub with I Like the Way You Break It Down. So maybe I might have been, because I think we did Special Somebody around the same time as Way Up. So yeah,
Way Up is I'm on my way up.
Yeah. So maybe, possibly.
So Way Up is JR and Casper
and Anati.
Oh yes, Anati.
Yeah, us was Casper, Anati, and Ricky.
Because that combo then had SA hip hop in a chokehold.
Yeah, then from there it was crazy. Yeah.
After that Special Somebody joint.
And going back to what you're saying, where you're saying I'm still alive, I'm still going. I think I've been involved in so many special parts and things that have happened in the industry, especially in hip hop. I think that's why the Lord is like, my boy, you know what? You deserve
to still live.
Yeah.
You can't just die.
Because speaking of collabs, like I used to throw a party with the guys from the Vault called Good Folks, and we used to throw these hip hop parties. And we once had a party at the skate park in the Vault. So I had to bring an artist and they had to bring an artist. And those were our two headliners and then our DJ, local DJ. Long story cut short, I booked Casper because he was my boy. They booked then Dirty Paraffin, OK Malum Cool Cat, because he was friends with the Good Folks guys. And that's where Casper and Malum met, and then that's how
Oh, shit.
Kushesha came about.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They met at our party and
Yeah.
then exchanged numbers, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cool Kati thing for me came from nowhere. I was like, when I heard him on Kushesh, I was like,
Yeah, it's because Lerato from Good Folks had Dirty Paraffin and Skate Park. We're just trying to do we're just trying things out, to tell you the truth.
and I didn't get it at first, the Cool Kati thing.
Yeah.
Like the first time I heard that Kushesh verse,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Sounded whack.
It sounded horrible.
Yeah,
man.
'cause
So I was like, what the fuck
It
is
was
this?
different. Yeah. It was,
Super different.
It was different.
It's so crazy how when something is different, it just sounds atrocious in first listen.
100%. Yeah.
Because for me, I was just like,
The fuck is this?
and I'm hearing people are going, oh, this verse. And I'm just
Yeah.
saying, why are niggas on this nigga's dick? Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is this shit?
He was
This
just-
tower of piece of shit. Like, fuck this.
But if you had never listened to the Dirty Paraffin stuff, then you wouldn't understand.
And I hadn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
Then you
I
wouldn't-
was not clued up at all.
Yeah, because even me, the Dirty Paraffin stuff was way over my head. Like, I dabbled in it, but I didn't know much of it. But I was open-minded to be like, yeah, let's put him on the show. Like, let's see. You know?
I was definitely close-minded. Like, I was just like,
Yeah.
what is this shit?
Because I think Casper performed, because I remember me and Good Folks even arguing because they wanted Malum to kind of be the main performer. And I was like, nah,
Like, what are you talking about?
nobody knows these fucking, but they were like, nah, nobody knows Casper either. You know? But I was like, at least we knew like, Wamtsibam Tor,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you've seen this nigga in Double HPV, you know,
Yeah.
you have an idea
I had
of,
an idea of him.
of
Yeah.
who he is. Anyway, so Casper wasn't too impressed with me that day because he had to perform before Malum. And he's also like,
Oh, they won the fight, the niggas.
the niggas won the fight. So anyway, Casper killed it and then he ended up chilling because he wanted to watch now. He wanted to see like why they're making this guy perform after
Yeah.
me. So I think after he watched Malum, he kind of was like, okay, obviously different, but yeah, there's a vibe to it.
And Malum fucked it up?
Malum fucked it up,
Yeah.
yeah. And by then they're already on the NPCs, electronic. They, you know, like
They're ahead, yeah. Those niggas were super ahead,
yeah.
yo.
And they were just, we didn't have a stage. We were like performing on the half pipe, and we're like sitting, and people were going crazy.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, it was quite cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I was like, because even that Sasabenza joint, I remember
Yeah.
first time
When
I
he
heard it, I was
rest
like,
in December.
what is this? It
Yeah.
doop, 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 doop,
Yeah.
doop, doop. I'm like,
What the fuck?
what are we doing? And
No, Malum
in
was-
prom, I'm seeing the kids. Sasabenza.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are these kids talking
Yeah.
about? This is trash.
Because they fuck Malum and them fucked them up with the swag.
The swag,
The
man.
swag killed them.
But
so-
also, they were actually right. Like, that shit is actually fire. Like,
Yeah.
once it actually kicks in and you get it,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh,
This
damn,
shit
this
is
nigga is
fire.
actually the one.
yeah, exactly.
Nah, that's fire.
It's like that La Liga. You know that La Liga song on his album where he features AKA.
oh, yes.
La Liga,
yes,
La
yes.
Liga, La
Yeah,
Liga,
yeah,
La Liga,
yeah.
La Liga. You know, and hearing like an AKA on that kind of it was nice, you know,
Yeah.
and because that's like his futuristic electronic
Yeah,
music,
super.
as they called it.
And the radio, you are invested in radio, but didn't really seem to worry much about the radio voice thing. You just did it as yourself. You didn't really, or is it because you already have the private school English?
No, I think I've always had a big mouth. You know, I can talk for days. So I think they were like, dude, you'd be perfect for radio. Because with the TV one, fucked me. The TV one took me long because it took me time to be comfortable in front of cameras. But the radio, what I could do, because no one could see me. So it was easy for me to just...
Yeah, that's way more comfortable,
to
actually.
just speak. So
yeah.
all I learned were like small things like Spare would help me a lot with like I used to speak really fast, so you'd teach me don't swallow your words. You know, so I'd often speak to myself in the shower, speak while I was in the mirror, just to kind of see like
Damn.
how it's small little.
You had to fix the speech.
I had to fix things up. Yeah, even with TV, you know, I'd speak to myself a lot, but no professional
No
kind of
professional
training.
help.
And I would also just watch everything, you know. So I used to watch all the music shows. I used to listen to all the radio shows, just listening and doing my research. The same way now I watch all the podcasts because I'm trying to get into the space. I'm like,
Come on now.
you know, watching what's happening.
Get in there.
Where I can kind of coexist in this.
Weren't you in the space? Didn't you start a podcast?
Yeah, I was in the space with the Popcast, yeah.
You started it. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say we started it. I'd say the Sobering started it with the hip hop.
Oh, the Sobering was there before even
They
y'all,
were there before us.
No, I'm talking about the specific podcast.
The
Weren't you
Popcast.
the podcast? Weren't you the one that started the podcast?
Dimples started the Popcast, but he didn't want to be the one in front of the screen. So he kind of got me to get the youth, Miss Cosmo, so that we have a female voice. And then Scoop with his experience,
With
of
the
course,
culture, yeah.
and then VG with a background of being doing things from working in the
From
big
the office,
offices,
yeah.
the record label, etc. So that's how the Popcast came about. But
You had a huge rant before that though.
Yeah.
And you left radio abruptly. As a fan watching from outside, I felt like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
you just left.
Yeah.
Did that influence you moving to Cape Town? also?
definitely. So how I was introduced into the Popcast scene was not what it is. Dimples was like, look, I want to do this podcast thing. All I need you once a week to just come and drink and chill and just talk shit with your friends, being Scoop VG. I was like, okay, cool. Till we started till we did the podcast. Then
Till
it
you
was
started doing it.
So we started doing it. Then it was just getting me in like very difficult situations because I've always been a person who's always like gets along with guys in the industry. But now I was finding myself fighting with guys in the industry. I was finding myself, you know, things getting like a little bit more serious than what I thought this would be.
Yeah.
And in turn, that's where I kind of like started losing my mind, you know, crazy tweets. I kind of got into my kind of arrogant place.
I was gonna get there actually. I was gonna ask you what was going on when you're in that bag.
It was one of those where I was like, fuck, they've always known me to be like this humble, yes boss guy. And sometimes you find people just like walking over you, you know?
You're just tired of being humble.
I was just tired of being humble and just being like, actually, like, fuck off, you know? And with that came a lot of fuck offs, you know? Then I just decided to leave the Popcast because I was no longer feeling good about how, you know, the reactions were and et cetera, et cetera. And then the radio thing, I kind of left abruptly just because I felt like Metro FM kind of like drained the radio out of me because I fell in love with broadcasting so much. But the way things happened were just so like fucked up that I was, you could say I was mad, but I was also like, I if I don't let this go, I'm just going to be more and more angry.
The way what happened?
Just like, okay, let me put it to you like this. The other day, I was at Spring Fiesta and they were doing a Metro FM OB, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first time ever I'd ever seen my employees in my life. Like the people that I worked for.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Because the people that had hired me when I got there were no longer there.
Oh yes.
Right. But at those SBC things, there's no like weekly meetings or whatever. It's almost like everybody does whatever they want.
Freestyling.
Whereas a YFM is like private school where it's like you have weekly meetings, you have, you know, like you're like a family. Whereas the SBC joints, everybody kind of does everything.
Government doing
you can go 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You haven't seen your colleagues that work at the same station. You've never met them. You've never seen them because maybe your show is on a Saturday, that one show is on a Wednesday. So there's at no point. You guys hear of each other, but there's at no point.
And you guys know you work at the same place, but
at no point do you meet. So with the people that hired me at Metro FM, we were building something. We were building for a very long time. And when the new people came in, it was almost like all of that went away, you know, because they were not there. So it was kind of one of those where it's like, you know what, I'm actually a little bit tired of everything. Live Amp was coming to an end as well. And I was like, let me actually just take a break and go back to being a full-time DJ again. I've always been scared of being a full-time DJ because, again, I know the industry works in seasons. So I've always been scared of, fuck, what if I don't have gigs? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that, you know? But at that point, I thought to myself, you know, I think I've worked enough now to kind of, you know, take a break and see what's next in terms of my career, because I also didn't want to be doing the same thing forever, you know. Else I was going to find myself doing the same hip-hop show for 10 years, you know. Then you look back and you're like, okay, you did a great job, but you were on radio Saturday night, you couldn't gig. I had to sacrifice gigging for 4 or 5 years. I couldn't gig because my show started 6 to 10 p.m. first of all, before it got to 8 to 10 p.m., which I even fought for. 4 hours on a Saturday night. That means you can only take certain gigs, can't take out-of-town gigs. You can't go to your friends and your family's weddings. You can't go to birth. You can't do a lot of things. You sacrifice that. So Saturday night was radio. Friday night was TV. That was my life for a good 6-7 years, you know? So
That leaves you with just Sunday.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I also don't want to get complacent in the space. And I need to challenge myself. And by me leaving was one of the things where was the first step of me like being like, okay, Lesejo, this is, you're unemployed now, you know. And I'll never forget, Keenan used to say to me, and he said this to me even when I, just before he left us, I'd seen him a week before in Cape Town. He said, I don't know why you're moving to Cape Town or whatever, but one thing I can tell you is that I told you this 2-3 years ago, that if you lose Live Amp and you lose Metro FM, it's almost like you're going to lose yourself, like you're going to be a nobody. Right? And ever since he said that to me, it stuck with me, and I wanted to find out for myself. Yeah. You know, and yeah, so that's basically where I'm at in my life. I'm unemployed and trying to figure it out.
Are you a nobody?
I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody.
Do you feel that way?
Sometimes, yeah.
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 What does that space feel like?
It feels nice sometimes because it's always nice to see things from the other side.
Right.
You know, and it's always nice to see how people treat you.
When you're not...
When they no longer need anything from you, you know? Because for me, it's like, well, we've established that I'm not going anywhere, right? So I may not be in season, whatever, but I'm not...
But you're here.
I'm here. I'm going to be here for a very long time. So it's always very interesting seeing like guys like, oh, you know? And then you're just like, cool, chill in your corner. To then seeing them come back to life, you know, it's always an interesting one. Like, you know,
it's like you thought it was.
Yeah, you think this thing is it's a seasonal.
You thought it's yours.
It's a seasonal thing. This thing, so yeah.
I've actually. No, I won't go there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's people who feel that way about even myself.
Yeah,
but I've also seen people where I felt like, when I engaged them at first, I was like, oh, what's all this?
Yeah, what's this about? Yeah.
And then later it's like, okay, you came back to reality.
And you must remember that, like, I was doing a lot, right? So I also understand when people are mad. Because it's like, you know, there was a time where I was on radio, I was on TV, I had #1 single, I had fucking the hottest chicks you could think of. I had the hottest cars, the hottest this. I was like 3 times back-to-back DJ of the year.
That guy era was crazy.
It was crazy. You know,
when you got the GCI and put that guy on it.
Remember, you know, so I also remind myself, say, look, Lesejo, maybe there were also times where you were asshole to somebody else. You know,
I could put money on it.
You know what I mean? So I don't take offense when the superstars of now don't acknowledge or recognize. I get it, you know. I get it, yeah.
That era, actually, you just reminded me. What did that feel like? You felt like, because even me saying that guy on the plate, I remember when you put that on there, I was like, yo, this nigga right now is... Because then you'd see Speedsta, in Sentin, you see Speedsta passing, you know, you'd say, that's Speedsta. Like, oh, Speedsta's doing it.
Yeah. That was the first car that I bought when I was like making cash. And Reason gave me the name The Guy. Basically, what he meant by that is, during that time, if you had a hip hop record that you needed somebody to promote, whether it be on the radio, on the TV, or in the clubs, I was the guy who could do that for you.
Oh, yes.
So that's how that came about.
Did that put you in did it put you in a lot of fake friendships? Because
Of
that's
course.
actually a powerful position. Like, you're literally an SABC darling at this point.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
on their biggest show, like, for TV.
This was still
on a big show.
YFM. So this was still YFM and
Oh, yes, when
Entertainment.
you were the guy, no?
Yeah, when I was at the other ones, I had 2-3 cars. but yeah, YFM was the first
Yeah.
where I can say like Hot 99.
Because even then, actually, even those positions like V Entertainment and YFM, that's youth-wise, that's like your boss position.
Yeah.
But like when you're at like Metro and on live, that's like you have the keys to the city.
Yeah, that's a different level.
How
That
much
was-
were you getting a month?
Look, to tell you the truth, I've never got lots of money from the actual broadcasting. So I didn't get lots of money at YFM. I didn't get lots of money at Entertainment. I didn't get lots of money at Metro. I didn't get lots of money at Live Amp.
What's
But-
not a lot though?
Yeah,
Let's put it in
it's-
perspective.
Okay, when I was working at
Go
YFM,
leak, but I want to hear this money.
when I was working, what happens when you leak? Do I carry on talking?
Yes, I asked them for it, but I want to hear the money.
No,
Okay, go leak.
Sit for the money and
Yes,
go
I want to
leak.
hear the money.
When I was working at YFM doing the Hot 99 as well as the hip hop floor, after tax I was getting about 9,100. Wasn't lots of money.
Okay, not too
And
much.
then at the same time, of Entertainment, whatever, I was getting about, say, between 60 and 18,000 rand after tax.
Okay.
So when you put it together, you're looking at like 25. It's not crazy.
It's healthy though.
What
For a
year
kid,
was
for a
that?
kid.
Yeah, and it was cool because it was stable. Because with those with that money, I was able to have pay slips and kind of
Exactly.
security from the banks. I was able to buy property, etc., etc., etc.
And you're not counting the DJ money.
Yeah, so
So there's the DJ money
the
on
DJ
top
money
of the
was
25.
the DJ. But what I'm saying is the actual broadcasting. I never made a lot of money from that. I made money off the spin-offs.
Even live in Metro?
Even live in Metro FM, I was earning 10,000 rand a month.
Ibo.
I promise to God. I was earning-
Can't be.
You lying.
I was earning
dog.
10,000 rand a month.
Can't be.
Promise to God. So earning 10,000 rand a
Can't
month.
be.
I'm telling you, after tax.
For the weekend show.
For the weekend show. 10,000 rand a month after tax, after deductions. Live amp, I was maybe getting about 24 after tax, between 22 and 24 after tax.
Okay, the 24 is not
That's
bad.
like
24 is not bad,
that's
no?
like
And it's like a
30 grand,
30. So let's say I took home 30
Yeah, 30
from
grand.
both jobs. So it wasn't like lots of money.
It's not a lot, because I honestly would have thought it was more than that.
No. But so that's what the mediums. That's why they, especially the SABC, they still carry on the way they do because they know they've got that power where you need them kind of a thing because you want to be on that platform.
And the deception of when you hear you at the top and
Yeah.
they're actually not paying niggas
Yeah.
like that.
That's
No,
crazy.
not at all.
Nah, they vicious.
Not-
What the hell?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Did you also experience like the political feel in the
No,
SAPC?
Not at all.
None of
I
that?
never get involved in
Or in any of
in the upstairs things and whatever. No,
You didn't have no problems.
I had no problems. I love
No sexual harassment
no,
in the
no.
bathroom.
No.
nothing?
I love doing my job, so I would go do my job, honor it, and get the fuck out of there because that's what I learned. That's what you do there. You walk in, you do what the fuck you're supposed to do, and you get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I did exactly that. Yeah.
You wanna go leak? Do you need to leak?
I need a smoke, but go leak. I'll go
Okay,
smoke.
yeah, go smoke. Yeah, let's take a
I
break
need to leak
and we'll be
also.
right back.
Aight.
This episode brought to you by DJ Speedsta and the DJ Speedsta Nation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let me go smoke.
Back on the chop, living it on the high level, coming from the league and the slide path of the tree. DJ Speedsta.
Yo,
You're on the iMessage there with
it's
the babies.
it's actually Cap.
What is it saying?
He's saying he's going to Cape Town. So he wants me to link him with. There's a place called Yours Truly, which is like all the students go there, like chilled vibes. Whatever. So I normally do like 2-hour sets there, say every 2 months or so. So
Okay.
last time Cap was in town, he came with me. So he's like, "Yo, I'm going next week. Can you please put me on?" So.
Are you becoming the Cape Town plug? You do.
Yeah, where I can, I always plug guys. Yeah,
Is the one still wild there? The wine at Yours Truly.
yeah.
Is it still wild?
The
wine.
The wine, yes,
There's
yes,
a Cape
you know
Town
it
man
very
there
well.
crying. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
bro.
Yeah, so that's where all like the students, like the, you know,
Andre, you're a Cape Town man.
I'm
Also.
from Kailicha, born and bred.
That's where
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
killing the cheeks
Ah,
before cheekies.
bars.
This guy, man, is the most outside of all time.
yeah, yeah.
Where was I gonna go? I wanted to talk about K-Town, but also I wanted to bring up the women because you did talk about dating all the most fire women, but somehow you've kept that like away from the public
Yeah,
for the most part. Like,
yeah, for the most part, yeah. I've always liked it like that.
because you've probably eaten everything.
No, no, not even.
If we're keeping it a pin,
No, not
Speedsta,
even.
I know you're
no. Look.
You've gone crazy.
You remember, like, so from when I was like 19 to when I was 27,
Yeah.
I was in one relationship. Right? Listen, hear me out, right?
Okay.
Although in those years there was, say, 3.5, almost 4 years of us not being together, breaking up, getting together, blah, 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 blah. So that was always like the main focus of what I was doing. Then in between those breakups, whatever, I would then at least now and then touch. That's when I went through my kind of
Now and then.
I know nobody in the audience is gonna believe this
No,
version.
I swear.
This version
No, I
of
promise
the
you.
story you're telling.
No, that's where I went through my like famous like celebrity
Relationship.
Yeah. So like I went through a phase where I was like dating like women who were also famous.
Oh yeah.
So we those who knew kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always like a cool little pocket. Like
Yeah.
when you're new to fame, that's like a cool pocket
Yeah,
to like
exactly.
be the famous guy with
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
and then y'all both keep it on the low. That's,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So it's always been like that. And then the rest of the people I've been with or whatever, it's always been like normal people who don't mind and don't care about being in the limelight or whatever. I've got a partner now.
You've kept it on the low all these years.
Yeah.
It's about time we let it all out.
I mean, my partner's
Give us
just-
forget your partner right now. No, don't forget your partner right now. But
Wow.
give
Hey,
us
baby.
hey baby, the man's baby. Give us your celebrity women
What?
catalog.
I don't know. Bro.
No, come on. Don't make me say names and make you say yes or no.
Yeah, throw
Come
names
on.
in there. Throw names
No.
in there.
He's literally done it all. This is what I will say.
Yeah.
So
let's
it's
put
like,
that.
any name you can think of.
No, not even any name. I had my the actresses were.
You like the actresses?
Yeah, I used to like the actresses.
From which show?
a couple of shows. Scheme Sam.
Dim Sum is a good show.
Yeah, there's a couple.
I feel you're on the actresses on some level. What are you saying there?
No, I agree.
But those were in my
20s.
yeah, in my 20s and also like the good days, like where everything just felt. Because you know when you're on a famous rush and you're on there's this pull that you wake up with, a celebrity pull. When you're on that guy, you're untouchable in your head.
Yeah,
you know, your life is going well. Your phone is ringing every single day. Everybody's trying to work with you. Things are just going, you know. So you're just having fun. And that's how I took it. And that's why I always say, I'm glad I blew up when I was young. Because I got to really, really just have fun.
Yeah, you got to really just go do
Yeah,
it.
I've had my rockstar days. That's the name of my podcast, by the way.
Rockstar
Rockstar
Days?
Days, yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
And so you're going to tell what you're not saying here, you're going to say there? At least?
I mean, So with my show, with the episodes that I've shot, you know, I because most of the people that I speak to are people that are not necessarily still rock stars. Some still are. Some are current rock stars. Some are old rock stars. But I have to respect that people have grown up. Some are married. Some have kids, etc., etc. You know, so I always make sure that I tell my guests to please protect themselves when answering me. You know, rather speak of yourself in the third person to give me the story. You don't have to give me like direct names. I'm not trying to cause I don't want to be controversial and, you know, like funny things. You know, I really just want to reminisce and give flowers to people who really did it, you know, who have done it. Yeah.
And who have you had? How many episodes have you shot?
I've shot 4 episodes now, so I'm shooting the next 4 next week, and then I'm basically packaging the whole season. Then I'll be dropping the first one in November, the first episode in November. Yeah.
Are you gonna put it on TV or you
we'll
coming
see.
to the net?
We'll see. We're gonna start on the net, and then we'll see.
Because you already have TV fathers. Imagine.
Yeah, I've
living a nice life.
I've whispered it to TV people, and you know, back in the day, we used to try and do shows, and they would say, "Okay, go shoot the pilot," and then it would be like, "Fuck, man, I don't fucking want to shoot. I don't have the fucking money to shoot the pilot for you not to approve it," you know, kind of a thing. Whereas I think now, with the space that you guys are in, it's nice because this is your pilot.
Yeah, facts.
Kind of a vibe. So yeah, definitely gonna exist on the internet, and then in hopes of getting it onto TV.
I want to talk about Mayo. Like, what was going on when you made that? Like, and how did you even decide on that? Because that came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
And it was from nowhere.
Yeah. That was a crazy one because at the time, Young Swiss and I were doing a lot of work together, and he was sending me a lot of music for the Hot 99 interviews, etc. So I'd kind of made Young Swiss like one of my projects to try and see where I could assist in terms of pushing the music. And in turn, we would find ourselves in the studio a lot and would send things back and forth to each other. And the moment Mayo came about, I was like, that's the guy. And he thought I was crazy. He thought I was crazy because he had offered Mayo to Reason. And Reason, not that he didn't feel it, he just maybe didn't understand it at the time. So he was like...
That was hard to understand at the time.
Yeah. So he was like, Speedsta, you're crazy. I know you're this crazy. You know, you go with it. And I was like, perfect. Because when I listened to Mayo, I'd imagine like Drake on Mayo.
Yeah.
And at the time, we were shooting Vintertainment. So Shane and I would see each other every day.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd tell Shane, I was like, yo, I need you to please come do an English verse in here. Because, you know, you can do this. And even he was like, oh, yeah. I was like, please, you know, do an English verse in here, a nice verse. And yeah, we'll be good. So he did that. And then Teleman, I found Teleman on SoundCloud. He did a song called with Nasty. Was it with Nasty?
Probably.
It was probably with Nasty. I think it was something, probably Don't Do It. Or
he was already out with Nasty. Yeah.
With Nasty, yeah. Probably Don't Do It or one of those songs.
Also, that's not on the internet. That's Bad Hair. That's like Nasty's first album.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad. He had done SoundCloud songs with Nasty. Is where I first kind of heard him. Yeah, Teleman. And then Frank was also sending me a lot of music for the Hot 99. So I'd put Source on the Hot 99 and then put the whole thing on the Hot 99. The whole thing was like doing really, really well. And then
yes, with Frank, no, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's how Mayo came about, yeah.
That's fine. I remember the first time I heard that song, I was like,
what is this?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are these niggas doing?
Yes, that's also that was when the sound kind of...
I couldn't believe that became a hit.
Yeah.
Especially in SA,
a
song
so
like that. Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And next thing at shows, like when that thing comes on, it's like... the song of the night. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what? Speedsta has a hit.
Yeah.
Do you have the biggest song from all the DJs? Hip hop DJs?
Depends. I mean, Mayo was big. Way Up was big. With Dimples. Do Like I Do was big. Was Slick.
Was
Bega
Way Up
Sapatela-
as big as?
Life was big. My Own was big with Shake. Fuck.
Was it Mayo big?
No, Mayo was big.
I think Mayo and what Slick song did you say? There's
Do
a
Like I
Slick
Do
song.
or
Do Like I
E-Life.
Do was, yeah, maybe that's
Look,
like.
so Mayo was the biggest one in the sense of it was the first because Bo Way Up and Do Like I Do whatever. They were big on the streets, big on Channel O, MTV Base.
Yeah.
YouTube wasn't that much of a thing yet, and radio didn't really play them. Whereas
Also not that national, yeah.
yeah, whereas Mayo was like number one on radio, number one on TV, number
Mayo
one in the
was
streets.
huge,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah,
That
so-
was like one of the big songs in the country, not just in hip hop. It wasn't
Yeah.
just a hip hop big song.
Yeah.
It was like one of the biggest songs in the country. Yeah.
And I think that it happened like that. The Lord blessed me with that one like that because.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I actually listen to slow music. You know this. You've been I'm actually R&B, trap soul kind of a guy.
Yeah.
And I was making more special somebody and stuff because we were making music. We're playing in the clubs. But by the time I was making Mayor, there was a lot of DJs trying to make club shit. So I was like, perfect. Let me make shit that I like. And I like to call my music like driving music, car music. So if you listen to any of my songs from Mayo going forward, they are mostly car songs. They were not supposed to be big smashes. The one song that I did where I was, we wanted to go for the young market and do like a marsh pit kind of a song was with Zucci when we did I Don't Know, where I introduced Jay Marley after I'd made him through Cap, because Cap had kind of put him into like a club song. So I wanted to put him into more of like a bit of a trappy song. And then I used Frank again for that. That's the only song I can say I was like, we intentionally wanted to make a banger.
And that's another hit. You have a couple. That's
I got
fire.
a couple of hits, yeah. Mayo, I Don't Know, Special Somebody, No Stress, Combos Communicating, Vicky, but Vicky didn't really get played on the radio. But
Vicky was hard.
But Chicks, yeah, Vicky, No Chicks, that was Stogie. What else? Celebration with Boosie, like those who know that one.
Yeah.
So a lot of my songs are also like slow burners because they're also like quality. So you can listen to it in 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Why don't you play your own songs in your sets?
Because nowadays there's only 60 minutes for a hip hop DJ. So unfortunately, when I get in there, I've got to go in hard. I don't have time to explore like before.
But you have hits. All these songs that you just
Yeah,
said.
no, I mean, I play my songs in my set, but maybe I won't play Mayo. Maybe I always squeeze in ones, at least one, whether it's a Special Somebody or a Don't Panic with Nomuzi or a Hangout. I'll always try and figure it out.
And Nadia's Cry? What are you saying about Nadia's Cry?
Nadia.
she was on you niggas. She wasn't playing with you niggas the other day?
Yeah, shame. I spoke to her. She felt really bad, but
She felt bad?
she did. She felt really, really bad after the whole incident because, what I was explaining to her, and I was like, look, Nadia, take it from someone who's been here. I had to learn the hard way that you can't say everything that's on your mind in the industry.
That's fire.
Right?
Okay.
So basically that's what I said to her. I was like, I hear you and I'm sure other people hear you.
But you shouldn't have said it.
But you can't say it because the moment you say it on a certain platform or then it becomes bigger than what it actually is.
Bigger than the message.
It's actually bigger than the message, you know?
But when do we start having conversations? Honest conversations. Where do we have them? What's the safe space?
There's no safe space these days, unfortunately.
Well,
Unfortunately.
there needs to be for the industry to grow.
There needs to be safe. I agree. Because otherwise, you're right. We're just gonna tiptoe.
Yeah, we're just gonna walk around bullshit.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah.
So do you agree? Should we retire All I Do Is Win
I'd say play whatever you want.
and
you know?
say
I'd say as DJs
So you're
express
saying they
yourself.
should still play it?
No. I'm saying every DJ must express themselves however they would like to. However, there is new music, guys. You know, that's what I'm saying.
So to Nadia's statements, you say what? Like directly? To what she said directly. You as somebody who is... You're
Yeah.
one of the people she's talking to.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said to her, unfortunately, there is no space for us to try out.
Oh yes, because the minutes have come down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no space. There's no because it's very seldom you'll find like where a room where you can just play hip hop. Whereas before we used to have rooms where you could go in that room and you'd listen to hip hop, and if you want to listen to other things, you can go to another room. Whereas now it's one room. And even that 60 minutes, people actually, that's when people go smoke habli, refill their hablies, go pee, go whatever, you know? So you've got to come in there with the hits. You don't have that, you can't really
How
play.
does that feel for you, like to see hip hop in this space that we're in now, having been part of the peak?
I think niggas peak too soon. And that's why we're here.
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
Because-
but, so what do we do?
Jesus, I don't know. I really...
It doesn't seem like anybody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
I don't
knows.
think anybody knows.
Nobody knows.
I don't think anybody knows.
Nobody knows.
Because I think guys just peak too soon, and because of information and things, they took this thing and did their own fucking thing with it. What I mean by that is nobody really was like, okay, I look up to a Kulichana, maybe I wanna move like this. I look up to a DJ Dimples, or maybe I wanna try and da. It was always, you know how many times it's only nowadays where I have some DJs like ask me a question or just chat to me. But they always used to tell me of how much of a piece of shit I am and how they're gonna take my spot. Right? So when a little kid is saying that to you, like, how am I gonna... All I used to be like, cool, you know? And not even a cocker would be like, sharp, no problem. And now when they could actually use a bit of help, you think, how am I gonna help you after you're calling me a piece of shit the whole time? I guess you haven't figured it out.
And you've been coming from my neck.
You've been coming from my neck, I don't know why, and you've had it figured out, so go figure it out. That's where I'm at. Go figure it out, boys.
True.
Whose fault is it that we're here?
I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think things change, things evolve, people like different things, people grow up, the sound changed to what is now in the forefront of the youth, that fucking lockjam.
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's there, and it's kind of wiped out, you know, everything that we, you know, I wouldn't say started, but what we were doing in terms of how you dress, how you look, etc., etc. Hence, you find a lot of rappers, you know, kind of going into that side, just moving with the times. I mean, like a Young Stunner, I could go back to my emails and play rap songs from Young Stunner I used to submit to YFM, you know. But it's nice to see him successful now, and I guess in a 2023 version of SA hip hop.
Yeah.
Because also, remember, South Africans are full of shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
South Africans are the worst people in the world.
Only one thing must
South
exist.
Africans.
One thing must exist.
I love my country, I love my people, but they are the fucking worst.
Get into it. Yeah.
They can go from looking this way, looking that way in a split second. Like nothing happened. In sports, in whatever, in everything, we just fucked up like that. We don't have that thing. You know,
the loyalty, the patriotism,
exactly,
none of it. Yeah.
So it even goes beyond the artists or the creator of the music. It goes beyond us even, because to a certain extent you can't dictate what someone will like and what they'll want to listen to.
Yeah.
You can't, you know. So you just got to keep going and hope someone bites, I guess.
what do we do about us not having our space, our own space as SA hip hop? Because I feel like that's what we need, and I feel like things like pop bottles is what used to give us that type of space, and now we don't have anything of the such.
Yeah, it's because it's scary because there's no more money in our thing, so it's very difficult to have like a pop bottles. Even though there's a big company that's bought pop bottles and they're carrying on with it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a company called Rascal. We're doing pop bottles now at the end of the month. They're carrying on with it.
Wait, has it been happening the whole time?
Since they bought it, they did one. I think it was April, and then it's this one.
Also, they bought it just recently?
Yeah, they bought it this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I think even with the first one, they did it kind of in their way, but then also realized that they kind of, if they're gonna keep it going, to maybe rope in some guys who they were there, just to give it that thing.
Authenticity, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this will be the second one, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, we can keep that going. However we can, the same way with Cotton Face, keep those things going. But to answer your question, unfortunately, brands aren't willing to invest a lot of money into full hip hop shows. Unless you're like a Back to the City where it's, you've done it for so many years.
Guaranteed,
and you
yeah.
promote this thing for 12 months straight and that's what you focus on. But just in terms of like clubs, for instance, it's very difficult for a hip hop artist, DJ, to just gig.
Yeah, to get booked.
Just
ne?
to get booked is like
just to squeeze in
just
there.
to only squeeze it in there. It's a difficult thing.
That's crazy.
So to have spaces where it's fully hip hop costs a lot of money, and at the end there's like, where's the money gonna come from?
Where's it gonna come from?
Nobody's putting money into hip hop anymore.
There's no consumers
like they used to, because they're like, nah, but you guys are not leading the culture anymore. So it just gets more difficult and difficult. Yeah, but we gotta figure out ways. Yeah, because even like a Slicker on Life, for instance, like I love Slick and everything, but every time I see Slicker on Life post, now they just post like pop culture, like it's like it's Afrotech, piano, Afro beats, then hip hop.
That's just a blog.
Then hip hop is like there. It's like any other blog. So I think even hip hop blogs and etc. have also been like, fuck it. I mean, there's no return on here. So what are we doing? So yeah, I don't know what the way is, and that's why like the guys who are popping now in hip hop should really like hold on to it because like
they really should.
Like Blackie, Aries, Nasty, who else is
KO.
like KO,
yeah, still alive.
yeah,
the
still alive. Casper.
Yeah,
Like all the guys who really still have the hip hop money and hip hop following should really like cherish it, because yeah, it's tough times.
Do you think hip hop still has fans though in South Africa? Because there was Gqom and hip hop at the top.
Yeah.
Lockdrum came and wiped out Gqom the hip hop, but Gqom is still going because it has the fans coastally there.
Yeah.
They're even doing events here now underground.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think hip hop still has fans?
No,
or people were fans of Kwaito?
Yeah, no, hip hop definitely still has fans. That's why hip hop will never die. I don't think it's dead. It's just not our season.
it just doesn't have a space.
It doesn't have a space. But what makes it very difficult is that you must remember hip hop was never considered as a thing in our country, because we've always been a dance nation. So when hip hop came over, it came over so hectic, and you know how rappers are. We fucking, like we hip hop, nigga. You're gonna know we here,
Yeah, like assholes.
Exactly. So I think like it made everyone else so bad that they're like, fuck, when I get in there, fuck these hip hop niggas.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's happening now. So we kind of have to coexist and just accept it for what it is.
Which is why I feel like we just need to create our own corner. It's like we just need to create our own ecosystem, our own parties, our own shows.
Our own shit.
And then even if we start small, I think we need to be humble and be...
No, we have to,
and be okay with starting small.
Yeah. Yeah.
And start small. If we get 100 people to come the first time, that's
good.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gom is doing that right now. They're doing
With
the
the kids are sweating there,
I'm
and
telling you,
no
bro.
windows in
They're
the club.
killing it.
Like,
Sold
Yeah.
out shows.
But you know, like guys will say that, and then when the party's actually going, you fucking find a guy now playing, and you're like, bro, what the fuck is going on? You know, it's like, God, the people aren't moving. So yeah, we also need. I say, this is what I fucking feel. However you want to feel about this, we need more good hip hop DJs in the country. Right?
this is a very good point.
Because it's very easy to DJ these days. So that's why anybody wants to become a DJ. And it's like, cool, there's no problem with that. But you must remember, being a DJ is a tastemaker. You must introduce people to. That's how the dance music guys do it. I mean, this Galatugzin song that's big now, the Oskambo, the Horns and this, those songs are not big from, those songs were played by DJs.
Yeah, they're not big from radio.
No.
Like, they didn't wait for radio
Or DJs
to
played
be
those.
number one on radio and get a lot of spins
Yeah.
from the streets.
Yeah, the
from
DJs.
the DJ playing it, it's off.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's no longer DJs doing that now. Few here and there, but not at that level
In SA hip hop, no?
in SA hip hop. Yeah,
Who are the top DJs right now in SA hip hop?
I'd say Venom is up there.
Shout out Venom.
Slick, I'm gonna put up
Yes.
there because of the amount that he puts out.
Yes. He's probably the most important
Yeah.
SA hip hop
He's
DJ
definitely
right
the
now.
most important.
Because even musically,
Yeah.
he's still got
Yeah.
songs that are showing us live.
So the thing is, what in hip hop also people don't know is that if you're putting out a lot of music, well, it actually doesn't even fucking matter how you play at the show, because you can just play your own song. You don't even have to mix.
Yeah.
Kind of a vibe, you know.
True.
So being like an important DJ is not entirely about mixing, like fucking putting 5 beats on. No, that's not what it's entirely about. But PH is definitely up there.
Oh, yes.
Although he's open format together with a Chaotic, together with a Mac Breezy, together with the open. There's an open format community as well.
What's open format?
So you play whatever you'd like to play, Dave.
Yeah, because I was about to ask about PH being like a hip hop DJ. It's like, is he really a hip hop DJ?
He's in the open format community, but he's hip hop.
Yeah, his DNA is hip hop.
Yeah.
Yes. True.
Yeah.
So what? He's the last nigga? Who are the other niggas? So it's Slick and Venom. Imagine. That's crazy.
Yeah, then obviously like this B and Cap who is scrambling, this shake, this fuck. Who's the
It's bad, boys. It's bad.
okay, then you have like your new school guys. There's who let's say the
who's the
DJ
new
is doing
niggas?
his thing. There's there's a Pedabodic. Then you have the chick. There's a
There's
Fefe.
who?
There's
There's Ayanda MVP.
There's
There's
Coco.
Miss Cosmo.
There's
Who?
Coco Brown.
There's Coco Brown. There's there's people in pockets, you know, trying to do. There's a
Fighting
Hudson who
for
will always
it.
be there.
What do they need? Do they need hits or what is it?
To do what?
That's an even better question than mine. To do what?
To do what exactly?
Because what can be done? We're in such a terrible position. It's like we don't know what's wrong. We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, this is a horrible
It's
position
dizzy.
to be in
It's
as
dizzy.
hip hop. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No, it's very
You and Milkshake are a duo nowadays. No?
Yes. No comply. Yeah.
No comply.
No
yes.
comply. Yeah.
When did you guys start doing that? And is it because of the era we are in?
Well, that was one of the reasons. Yeah.
If we're keeping it a beat, no?
Yeah. So we started No Comply 2022. After Dimples died.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to my nigga D. Then I wasn't okay. Shake wasn't okay. So I was like, let's just kind of stick together, you know, and try and keep on pushing what we're always pushing with. Because Dimples was like our lead to everything.
He was the heart of the whole
The
thing,
heart,
ne?
yeah. So he would always be like, Speedy, I think you should do this. Shake, I think you should do this. Da, 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 right?
Dope.
So when he was gone, it was almost like we no longer had that guidance or that direction. So I suggested to Shake, let's stick together because we're both not okay. And then, yeah, we started it. So we took a sacrifice for a year. The whole of 2022, you could no longer book a Speedsta or a milkshake by themselves.
Oh, yeah?
You had to book them as no comply. So that's also why 2022, you didn't see Speedsta or milkshake on any flyers.
Damn.
It was all no comply, which
To
was
build the no comply
just to build
brand.
the no comply brand. Did that for a year. And then when I moved to Cape Town, we were like, okay, cool, we've built it now. So we can kind of get our individual brands back to where they were, carry on with them, and then do No Comply as a boy band, which is what we always wanted to do. We always wanted No Comply to be just for like big shows. But we had to take that year of playing in clubs and pubs and all kinds of venues to get the name out there. To where we are now, yeah. So now we just do, it's a big stage. We prefer to go as No Comply. The clubs and so forth we do individually. Also sometimes there's no comply, but the big stages, no comply.
And how was losing Dimples actually for you? Because that's much closer for you. Like, it
Yeah.
was crazy for me, but that's like
It was
much
hectic.
closer for you.
It was very, very hectic, like I say, you know, especially because of the amount of time we spent and the things we were all going through in the lockdown. You know, we were all fucked in the lockdown. Like, when I say fucked, all we had was each other, you know, and we kind of made it throughout, and we were almost out, you know. With 2020, we're almost
out of
getting
there.
out there.
Ish. Damn.
And unfortunately, D just didn't make it, you know. So it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking seeing what he had gone through. The year prior, the couple of months prior, it was really, really heartbreaking to see how you know it all came to an end. So it was also a dark time where we didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do myself, you know. Yeah.
What do you mean by what he had gone through the year prior?
It has gone through a lot of things, man.
Oh, you mean that during the lockdown
During the
go
lockdown,
through things?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of life-changing things, you know. But we're all there as a crew, as friends, helping each other get
Share a
through
bit of what you went through. I don't want you to talk about what other niggas went through, but what was your most difficult, like?
I think,
and keep it a bean also, come on.
Yeah. The most difficult part for me in the lockdown was where it was almost like you felt like nobody liked you, nobody loved you. And I just sat there and wondered, but oh damn, you guys have always been so nice to me. I've been so nice to you. How am I suddenly horrible person, and why are you suddenly horrible to me? Kind of a vibe. So I'd say the biggest thing with me, I felt like very like empty. I felt like, you know, like everything I had been building all these years, friendships, whatever. No one was really on my side, you know. And because I had grown up and came into the game with the look after yourself, don't open yourself up too much to people mentality, that when I then let people in and let things happen and learn to love people back and learn to support other people and focus and et cetera, in the industry, I guess I expected the same in turn.
Yeah.
But it went.
It always hurts when you don't get it back.
When you don't get it back.
So
It
bad,
hurts
bro.
like hell.
You know,
I
then
thought I was
like,
the only one.
Then I was like, oh shit, so I'm actually a piece of shit. Okay, cool. Well, fuck it then. Fuck you too. And
Then let me be a piece of shit.
Then let me be from the fuck you too was when I was drinking excessively every single day of my life.
Yeah.
I was just drinking and partying and Yeah, just having a good
This
time.
is when you lost your girl also. You're probably heartbroken also.
I just, yeah.
I knew it. I knew there's some lost your girl in there.
Yeah,
When niggas start feeling that way.
Yeah, I was just, then I had a proper, like, fucking, you know when they say in the industry is crazy when you have like a proper fucking mouth. I had a proper
A meltdown.
Yeah, just drank, swore whoever if I ever wanted to swear. And everything, all the swears that
Everything you had,
everything
you let it all out there. I didn't understand that. Like watching from a distance, that came out of nowhere for me. I'm like, what's going on in Speedsta? Like, why is Speedsta in this place and where is this coming from?
Yeah, dark.
It felt like frustration though. It felt like a whole lot of frustration.
Yeah, that's all it was, yeah.
What's Cape Town like and what is your future from here, like from where you are now?
Yeah.
Having moved to Cape Town now, you shot what is this reality? You're a reality show guy now also.
Love and Hip Hop,
yeah. What was that like and what's the future hold?
Love and Hip Hop was amazing to shoot. I loved how I could be on screen in a different light. I think everybody knows that I can present. They've seen me present.
Yeah.
So it was nice for me to be able to be on screen and be myself. For people who never knew who I was, you got to experience the real me on that show. So that was amazing. Cape Town has been absolutely amazing. Chilled out, ride my skateboard, just kind of regroup. Running out of money now.
Yeah, because Cape Town also is not a game. No?
Yeah. I've been on holiday. I can publicly say that I've been on an 8-month fucking holiday.
Hey, shout out to you,
just
man.
Fucking relaxing,
life is good,
chilling. So I was always gonna go for a year. So my lease ends 31 Jan. So I'll be back in Joburg officially from the 1st of Feb. But I'm technically already here because I'm busy shooting the show and because a lot of the festivals are happening from here, blah, 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 blah.
Of course.
So yeah, that's the story with Cape Town. Amazing experience. Glad I did it. I definitely got what I wanted out of that experience. Yeah. And then moving forward, we'll figure it out. I'm figuring it out as I am now. I think I'd like to, start thinking about starting a family. I'd like to,
with the lady you with now?
I mean, I would hope this is my last girlfriend. I'm done, dog.
I can imagine.
So I hopefully this is the last partner that I'll be with. Build with her.
So you're in love?
Yeah, I'm in love. Yeah.
You're in love. Yeah. Wait, did you catch this in Cape Town or what?
No, she's here. That's why I'm also always here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You always known her? Or?
Yeah. We've been down this road before.
You had to go back in.
Yeah. So it's one of those where it's like, in my days, whatever,
Yeah.
And then when I came back now and tried to touch, I was like, this time
it's not that.
We're no longer. It's come correct. You don't come at all.
Yes, sir.
So I had to, and I think I was telling a friend of mine this the other day where I was like, after everything I've just said to you, literally, you realize it's very scarce to find good hearts and good people in this world, and so the few good people and good hearts that I do have that are still on my side, I want to make sure that I show up for them, and I want to make sure that I cherish those relationships.
That's dope. Yeah, that's what growing up, especially as a man, is.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of what being a man is about is showing up.
Yeah.
Like people just need you there.
Yeah.
Because when you're there, then things go a certain way.
100%.
Like what men don't realize is when you're not around, things don't go the way they should.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I'm not saying women can't make things go the way they should.
I hear you.
All I'm saying is when men aren't around in any situation, when the man who's supposed to be there isn't around, it's not going to go the way that it should. Yeah. Just somehow it happens that way.
100%.
So that's dope. I like that you're in that space where you're doing that.
And then I obviously miss being back on screen. So that's also part of me moving.
Television.
So we out there, we'll see. What's popping?
So you're trying to get a show?
I'm trying to get a
Do
show.
one with me this time.
I will. If I can, I will. If I can, I will. But I am in those conversations now, and yeah, just building on to the future. I think like I said, I'm doing a lot in the TV space, but I'm trying to move in a different way in the TV space.
Yeah.
Not just being the presenter, but
Come back as a producer, no?
coming back as producer, that kind of a vibe.
Fire.
So yeah, that
is pretty much your next stage, no?
Yeah.
Because you've done
I've done
high school, and then you did I Just Popped Off.
Yeah.
And then you did
the highest.
I'm on the screen.
Yeah.
And then you did the peak where it's like you work at all the top jobs.
Yeah.
And then you had your year where it's like, okay, I'm going off now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so now you can come back and develop your boss era.
100%, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's also cool for me to like also grow up in the industry, because I've literally grown up in front of people's eyes, you know, and that's why I always say I can't be competing with new guys or whatever. I'm supposed to be guiding them and helping them, you know. Even though some of the new guys think they're so fucking cool, I'm just like, nigga, shut the, you know, just fucking relax, bro. You're still gonna see a lot of things, you know. Yeah, just growing up, smiles all day, every day, good vibes, looking after myself, my health.
Dope.
Looking after my family, making sure everybody at home is good.
Skating.
Skating.
That's therapeutic, I assume.
Yeah.
Every time I see you post yourself skating, I'm like, that looks like that's taking you away from all this fuck shit.
Yeah. I was gonna stop making music. That's what I thought I would do, but you know, you always, like you were saying earlier, you always bump into someone who'll be like, I bumped into this kid the other day, he's like, yo, dude, fuck, can I take a picture? I'm like, yo, relax. He's like, you have no idea, you know, you got me through high school, you know, and you hear things like that, then you're like, fuck, okay, let me make some
Those
music.
are the people you realize you owe.
Exactly.
It's like there are people who are actually waiting for just you.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though there's everything else happening in the world and there's music from other people, there are people who are waiting for specifically you. Like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm okay, but without you're one of my people. I need you. I
got that a lot when I was in Cape Town. And you know, you can see someone's not well. People would like sometimes look me in the eye and I'd be like, what the fuck? And they would be like, dude, I carve that maybe you're not okay, whatever, but don't ever stop, dog. Like, we love you, kind of a thing, you know. And so those kind of people have keep me going. So I am in the studio as well, making music.
Dope.
I'd like to drop a EP on this side of the year, because I do have songs that have just been sitting there or whatever, you know. So putting all of that together. But again, because I've been on an 8-month holiday, I haven't been working. So
you've been rusty. So
now that I'm here, I'm in Joburg, I'm literally busy every single day. Whether I'm editing the podcast, or I'm in the studio, or I'm doing interviews to remind people I'm still alive.
You're still here.
That's
okay. Toast us out of here. If you don't have anything there, sir, can he toast us out of here?
I'm good. Let's toast out.
What do you? Because I like this version of it. I haven't sat with you this long.
It's been a minute
since you've been grown. So it's like I got a sense of
where we
just
at.
your mind. Yeah, it's like, oh no, that's dope. Like I'm always happy to. I like niggas' success. That's cool. But I like more seeing niggas develop and grow. Like, so there's certain things that I can hear niggas say in conversation and be like, okay, if you're saying those certain things, then you're on the path where you are growing
100%.
into a person that you should.
No, that's it. You know, seeing people grow up is the best. And I think we could toast to having this conversation 12 years later. We're still alive. We're blessed.
Yes.
We're kicking. We're healthy.
Yes, sir.
And
still pretty, also.
I'm
not gonna let them live. You know me.
I'm not involved in the pretty. You still the pretty boy.
Come on now.
But yeah, man, we're here. We're kicking. We're blessed.
Thank you. And the fact that we're still here today, because we've lost some soldiers along the way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Close hand-to-hand combat soldiers. Chopping it with DJ Speedsta, Lesego from the Val.
Yes, sir.
We out of here.
Love y'all.
That was dope.
And that's it. Thank you.
Dope. Thank you.